outsmarting the Easter Bunny, a whiskered tale. The Carolina sun peeked through the checkered curtains of Lily and Ben's room, painting stripes across the floor where Whiskers, the ginger tabby kitten, was already in a tizzy. Easter Sunday! Lily, with her bright pink braids bouncing, scooped Whiskers up. Today's the day, Whiskers. We find the most eggs and win that giant chocolate bunny. Whiskers, however, had other plans. He wriggled free, his fur bristling with excitement. Outside, a soft thump echoed from the backyard. Lily and Ben exchanged wide eyes. The Easter Bunny! Whiskers shot out the cat door like a furry rocket. Lily and Ben chased after him, their laughter echoing through the humid southern air. In the backyard, a trail of colored eggs brighter than a Carolina sunset led to a crepe myrtle bush. Just as Whiskers pounced, a shimmer and a poof! The Easter Bunny, in his fluffy white suit and floppy ears, vanished like a lightning bug in a mason jar. All peeved off, Whiskers chased after the next egg, leading him on a hilarious goose chase through the bustling city of Columbia. He weaved between legs at Big Al's barbecue, narrowly avoiding a basket of overflowing with pulled pork sandwiches that smelled like pure heaven. A loud "bless your heart" made him crash into a pair of breeches crusted in what looked like week old grits. It was Miss Tilly, the sweetest but messiest kindergarten teacher from Taylor Elementary School. "What do we have here?" Miss Tilly cooed, holding Whiskers tightly in her wings. "I reckon it's city slicker chasing after that old Easter Bunny, eh? Sweetie, ain't nobody ever catches that critter. Tried it myself when I was a pipsqueak. Chased him plumb across the Congaree swamp, only to fall in knee-deep in mud and lost my favorite pair of sequin boots." Whiskers wiggled, not impressed. He had a plan sharper than a diamondback water snake. He wouldn't just chase, he'd outsmart that nitwit bunny. The next egg led him past the steps of Logan Elementary School. A group of wide-eyed kindergartners, faces sticky with brown cow ice cream, were having story time with a rather hepped-up teacher, Miss Daisy. "See, class," Miss Daisy chirped, her voice more chipper than a bluebird. "The Easter Bunny gets his chocolate milk straight from the udders of brown cows. That's why that ice cream's so darn delicious." Whiskers blinked. "Brown cows? Chocolate milk?" This Miss Daisy was a real piece of work, that's for sure. But Whiskers had no time for tall tales. He had a bunny to catch. The next egg led him past the Riverbank Zoo, where a grumpy-looking alligator named Chompy lounged in his pool. "Tried catching that bunny last year," Chompy grumbled, a bubble escaping his snout that smelled suspiciously like catfish. "Chased him through every exhibit, monkeys screaming, penguins waddling, and me spraying my tail swimming after him in that otter pond. Not a clever move for an alligator, let me tell you." Whisker wasn't discouraged. He was learning from their mistakes faster than a lizard catching flies. He sprinted after the next egg, determined to be the smartest critter in Columbia. The trail finally led him to the Columbia Museum of Art, where a dignified-looking basset hound named Barnaby sat guarding the entrance. "Ah, the Easter Bunny chase," sighed Barnaby, his long ears drooping. "Chasing him through every gallery last year, he vanished right before that giant blue horse painting. Left me with the case of the zoomies and a very confused security guard." Suddenly it clicked for Whiskers. Every encounter, every tale of chasing the Easter Bunny had a clue. The barbecue joint, a strong smell, the swamp mud, the zoo water, and the museum, a blue something. Whiskers dashed back to the first egg location, sniffing the ground like a bloodhound on a hot trail. A faint whiff of blueberry pancakes lingered. He followed his nose weaving through the houses, finally stopping at a charming little diner called Miss Millie's. Poking around the window, he saw it, the Easter Bunny. He was stuffing leftover pancakes into his basket, his fluffy cheeks bulging like a squirrel with a stash of acorns. Whiskers raced inside. A triumphant meow came right out of his throat. The Easter Bunny froze, the pancake midair. Well, 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 he chuckled, his voice warm and friendly as pecan pie. Seems someone outsmarted the old bunny. Lily and Ben burst into the diner breathless. They scooped Whiskers up, showering him with praise. Lily, Ben, and Whiskers, now local heroes for outsmarting the Easter Bunny, were invited to the Easter egg hunt at the South Carolina governor's mansion. The mansion with its white columns and sprawling lawn looked as fancy as a peach cobbler on a Sunday table. Whiskers, decked out in a tiny peak bow tie, courtesy of Lily, strutted alongside them, feeling like a king, or maybe a particularly regal squirrel. The air buzzed with excitement as hundreds of kids, all gussied up in their Easter finest, chased after colorful eggs. Being about as useful as a screen door on a submarine, Jebediah, the farmer from Saluda River Elementary, arrived in a rusty pickup truck overflowing with bales of hay. He had snuck in hankering to catch him, that Easter Bunny. As he jumped out, his britches snagged on a rose bush, sending him headfirst into a pile of hay bales. Of course, we all laughed at Jebediah being all cattywampus and covered in straw and looking like a whooped scarecrow. Despite all the chaos, the egg hunt was a success. Lily and Ben collected a basket full of colorful eggs. Even Whiskers managed to snag a boiled peanut that had fallen from a picnic basket. He sniffed it cautiously, then popped it right into his mouth. His eyes widened. Never had he ever tasted anything so salty, so delightful. The competition was fierce. Kids and adults alike stuffed their faces with boiled peanuts, their cheeks puffing out like chipmunks storing acorns. Ben bravely tried a few, but his face squiggled with every chew, so Lily politely declined. But Whiskers, he was a machine. The boiled peanuts seemed to give him a buttload of energy. He gobbled them down one after another, a blur of orange fur and chomping teeth. Finally, after what seemed like hours, but was really only just 5 minutes, the contest was over. Governor Henry, wiping tears of laughter from his eyes, declared Whiskers the champion. The little kitten, his breadbasket round and proud, if you know what I mean, let out a triumphant meow. The governor, impressed by Whiskers' gumption, presented him with a special prize, a lifetime supply of boiled peanuts. As they left the mansion, Lily and Ben noticed something peculiar, a faint but unmistakable whiff of, well, let's just say natural gas, hung in the air. Whiskers, fueled by his peanut victory, seemed to be propelling them home with a series of strategic toots. Walking down the street, Lily and Ben burst into laughter. Their Easter adventure was plumb full of silly encounters. Outsmarting the bunny and a Gassy kitten-powered ride home was an Easter they would never forget. A good reminder that sometimes the most magical moments aren't found in fancy places, but in the company of loved ones, a naughty kitten, and a whole lot of boiled peanuts. And that's the end of our Columbia, South Carolina Easter adventure. Happy Easter!